All right, hey everyone, it's Randy New Year's, your host on Between the Chalklines podcast, where it's all baseball talk all the time. And I'm here to hit you with some National League stats. Last time we talked about Aaron Judge, and I want to remind you that the Ellie De La Cruz first Bowman Chrome is here to still be getting or taken, I should say, until the end of April. So go to the Between Chalk Lines Instagram, find the photo, like it, subscribe to the channel, and you're in. Your name is in for getting this first bone chrome of Ellie. So let's get on to the numbers. First, we'll talk about the National League players that I have. First, I want to talk about who's hot right now. Corbin Carroll of the Arizona D-backs is extremely hot between 25 games. He's already put two F4, and he's got an xWOBA, which is basically just an expected batting average of 457, but he's hitting 321. And through 25 games, I would love to have a guy hitting 321. He's got 23 RBIs, 9 home runs, and 5 bags. But I do want to put a note that Pete Armstrong is right behind him as far as National League hitters with a 1.9 F4. He's only hitting, we'll say only hitting 294. He's got 10 stolen bags. Also has he has 21 RBI, 5 home runs, and has scored 17 runs himself. I've praised Kyle Tucker's name on and on and on. He is number 4 on the list. It's Carroll, Armstrong, Tatis Jr., and then Tucker. 4. So Tucker, he's got low strikeout numbers, hitting he's hitting 3. Sorry, that's yeah. He's got a 341 average. So Angels just faced the Cubs and were decimated. I don't know how else to put it besides that, but Tucker is your sleeper right fielder if you don't have him already. I know he's already had a few years in majors, but Corbin Carroll, he's also, I want to focus on him alone. In 2022, where he made his debut, played 32 games, we'll just wipe that away, but he had a 1.4 F4. In 2023, he played 155 games at a 5.4 WAR. And then last year, he played in 158 games. And so you can see that each year he's playing more and more games. So he only missed 4 games last year. 4 games. I don't want to jinx the guy, but he only missed 4 games. He had a 4 F4 year. And he's already at a 2 F4 year. in only 25 games or 24 games. All right, no wait, 25 games. Yeah, he's 24 years old. He's hitting over 300, and his BABIP, which is balls batting average. I'll forget about that. That's way too long for me to discuss and to explain. I'll get back to BABIP in another day, but the BABIP is 357, so 357 batting average. Um, balls in play. That's what it is. Balls in play. So, and he's having an up defensive year, according to Fangraphs so far, and extremely good offensive year, according to Fangraphs as well. This is going into Friday's games, so things are starting to level off, we'll say, in some divisions. So I'm gonna tell you the standings. Again, we're starting to focus on and if you notice, there are no Dodgers in the names that are listed with the top five. So no Dodgers listed in the top five for hitting for Fangraphs. National League East, Mets are starting to pull away. That money is starting to pay off, and they are at 18-7 with a 12-1 home record. They only lost one game at home so far. 8-2 in the last 10, and are followed by the Phillies that are 13-12 and are 4-6 in the last 10. 5 games back of the Mets, followed by the Marlins, who are 11-13 and 6.5 games back, first place. They're also 4-6 in the last 10 games. And then you have the Nationals, who are 11-14, 7 games back of first place, 5-5 in the last 10. And you have the Braves at the bottom, who are starting to catch up slowly but surely. 10-14 record, 7.5 games back. You know, you can always lose a division in April, but you can't win it. So the Mets are not a for sure thing, saying that they're going to the postseason because they signed Juan Soto to $700 million. But the Braves, 10-14, 7.5 back, and 6-4 in the last 10. So slowly but surely, things are starting to level out. Like I said, Braves will probably overtake the Nationals in the next week or so, and the Marlins, or maybe both teams at the same time. Here in the National League Central, you have the Cubs at top with a 16-10 record, 7-3 in the last 10. What stands out to me here is they have identical home and away records. So they're consistent, both home and away. They have played 8-5 and 8-5 going away, going into today, Friday, the 25th. And yeah, the Brewers, who are 13-13, a 500 club, would normally be near the bottom in most divisions. The Here in Central, it's second place. You got 13-13, 3 games back, 5-5 in the last 10. And then the Reds are 12-13, 3.5 back of first, 5-5 in the last 10. And then the Cardinals, 10-15, 7.5 game back from first, 3-7 in the last 10. And then finally the Pirates, who just had a whomping on the Angels, are 10-16 and 6 games back, first place, and then are also 5-5 in the last 10 games. And National League West, the Dodgers are actually not in first or second place, if you can believe it. The Padres, going into Friday, are 17-8, first place, 5-5 in the last 10. Giants, who played the Angels recently, helped them out probably, are 17-9, half a game back of Padres. So the Padres aren't, just running away with West. The Padres definitely have some competition, and that's in the Giants and the Dodgers. We'll get to the Dodgers soon. Giants are, like I said, half a game back, 5-5 in the last 10, same as the Padres. And then we get to the Dodgers, who are in third place, 16-9. They started early in Tokyo series against the Cubs. So Cubs in first place, contrasting with the Dodgers in third place, is very, very odd. They have an almost identical record. Cubs with 16-10, Dodgers with 16-9, and it just shows that the West can be a very, very, very strong division. And Dodgers are only 1 game back of first place and are 5-5 in the last 10. So all three top teams are 5-5 in the last 10. They kind of need to pick it up, I guess you could say. And as far as performance, they've had some games that are really close that they should have won and they could have won. And then you have D-backs, 14-11, are 3 games back at first. They're not out of it. They weren't out of it a couple years ago. They went all the way to the World Series. Are 6-4 in the last 10 games. And then you have the Rockies at the bottom with 4 wins and 20 losses. 12.5 games back of first place, are only 1-9. They only won 1 game in the last 10 games that they played and lost 9 of the others. So that's the National League. That's the picture of the National League as of February 25th, going into it. Not the ending. So if anything huge happens and the Dodgers, leapfrog the Friars and Giants, I'll let you know on Sunday. There will be no podcast, letting you know now, on May 3rd, as I will be busy on May 2nd, and there will be no shorts on May 4th, as I have family events to attend to. But Moving to the American League East, Yankees are not quite dominating, but leading at 15-10, 7-3 in their last 10 games, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Red Sox right behind them, 14-13, 2 games back at first place, 6-4 in their last 10. Blue Jays are 12-13, 3 games back of first, and 4-6 games. 4-6 record in the last 10 games. The Rays are 11-14, starting to catch up. Are 4-6 as well in the last 10. And then the Orioles, 10-14, are starting to catch up. Surprisingly, to me, I thought the Orioles were just going to be a bust this year after the first couple of weeks. But they have some tenacity in them. They have some fight and bite. Are only 4.5 games back of first place. That's, 2 good series for them and 2 bad series for the Yankees and the Red Sox. So they need some wins, and they're not doing it really. They're 4-6 in the last 10. Central is one of those divisions that it's kind of just weird to me. Where the Tigers, who are 15-10, are first place, but by only half a game. They are 6-4 for the last 10. However, the Guardians are half a game back at 14-10 and are 6-4 in the last 10 games. The Royals are not out of it yet. Are at 12-14, 3.5 games back of first place, and are 4-6 in the last 10. Twins, who are the Angels, are playing, I think, in about 10 minutes or 20 minutes. 9-16, 6 games back of first place, 5-5 in the last 10. White Sox are doing marginally better than last week, 6-19. They won 2 games in the last 10, 2-8, 9 games back of first place. Not out of it yet. Not entirely out of winning a playoff spot. American League West is very odd. It is varying day to day, but it's starting to look like what it should look like. The Mariners are in first place. I should say the Mariners and Rangers are in the first place deadlock tie at 14-11 record. The Mariners, however, are outperforming by playing with a 7-3 record in the last 10. Rangers are only playing 5-5 in the last 10. So the Astros did have first place during the week for a minute, and then the Rangers picked it up and over. So it goes Mariners, Rangers, Astros, half a game back. Astros are playing pretty good though, like the Mariners. Have a 7-3 record in the last 10. They have a 13-11 record overall. The Angels are playing like the Angels and 500 record at 12-12 and only 3-7 record in the last 10, with the Athletics finally at the bottom at 12-13 as well. Are only 6-4 in the last 10. So that's standing. I talked about Corbin Carroll. You know, there's another little tidbit that I want to talk about. Shohei Ohtani, still, I'm a big fan. He and his wife announced the birth of their first child. He did go into paternity leave for I think, like 2 days, um, and announced that they had a daughter on April 19th. So, congratulations, Shohei. Um, None of us even knew he had a wife for the longest time. And then all of a sudden it was announced. And then now they've had a child. So, what goes on in those, um, you know, off season months. There's a lot of time to do stuff. Train, get that cardio in, that stuff. But Corbin Carroll, I hope you keep it up. And I think Corbin Carroll is going to be an all-star this year. And that's it. So see you next week.